Hello friends, it's Susan Hackathon with Shy's Stamping today, and today I am going to collaborate with my good friend in the UK, Teri, at stampingmagic.com, and we are going to be using the same stamp set and the same DSP, and we're going to create our own card, but we're going to use the same products. And you can see when you go to her channel, again, stampingmagic.com, you'll be able to see how she interpreted it. It's a collaboration between two global people. We don't compete for each other's clientele, so it works out great. And I love the idea of sharing globally. So today we're going to start with the Sailing Home stamp set, the DSP, which I've cut, and it is 8.5 inches wide. It is 5.5 inches length, and then I've scored it down the middle at 4 1/4. I've also taken the liberty to cut out my circles. I've cut out 4 Whisper White circles using the 2-inch punch. I've cut out 4 Balmy Blue circles cut using the 2 1/4 punch. And I am going to use the Night of Navy stamp pad. I've already got my stamps on my blocks, so let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do is stamp. And I'm going to use all of the white ones because they'll be put on the blue ones. And I chose this side of the paper to be my front. This will be the inside. It's a beautiful set of papers, as you saw at the beginning of my opening of my video. Okay, so here I'm going to stamp the compass, and I want to make sure that my compass is facing north. And you can tell that by the line. And then we're going to line it up on our paper, try to center it as best you can, and you can see that my cling stamp label got a little askew when I put it on, but it doesn't affect the label at all. You just have to remember that when you're stamping. And this is a rubber stamp, so I don't need to have any cushion underneath, such as a stamp apparatus or the piercing mat. So I've held it down for a few seconds, and I'm going to lift it straight up. Got a tiny little bit of smear when I lifted it, but it'll be okay. It's not going to bother me much. And then I'm going to take my stamp, and I've already sprayed it with my Stampin' Mist, and then this is the Stampin' Scrub. I've already sprayed it with the Stampin' Mist on the wet side, and give it a rub. Might need a little bit more. I sprayed it before I got started, so it might have already dried out. Okay, so we'll just give that a nice, oh yeah, that got better. And then we dry it off. And now our stamp set is clean, and we can put that back up. And I'll set that aside. The next one we're going to stamp is the anchor. Just holding it down, tap, 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 bring it down. Hopefully my head's not in the shot, and you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to hold it down, try not to rock it, but do push on it a little bit, hold it, let the paper and the ink combine and absorb, and then lift it straight up. Very nice, a little off center, but again, I'm okay with it. We're going to stamp and clean, we're going to clean with our scrubby. Okay, we could use some more spray. I think I'll spray it right on there, and maybe a little on my thumb too. Okay. Then we can clean it off. You may notice that I'm not wearing my sleeve today. That's because my lymphedema is not hurting as bad as usual. And this is going to be a fairly short video because I have already prepared everything in advance. So you didn't have to watch me do all my cutting and all of that. So I decided not to use the glove today. All right, so on the outside of the card, I'm going to use this "Let Hope Be Your Anchor Through the Storms of Life." Tap, 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 tap. Center as best you can. Hold it down. Rub without tilt. When you tilt it, you get a little bit of a halo effect or a shadow effect. Sometimes that's pretty cool looking, but sometimes you just don't want it. So that's nice, not bad at all. Scrub, scrub, scrub. Scrub, scrub, scrub. And dry. Not bad at all. Cleans it right up. And then our last one, sentiment, is going to go on the inside, and this is "Set sail in the direction of your dreams." So this card could be used for pretty much any occasion. Could be a graduation, because we are coming into graduating high school and college, and so this might be a nice nice card for a little gift card inside, or if you don't even use the gift card. Could be used for a birthday. It could be just well wishes. It could be bon voyage. It could be bon voyage. I said that wrong. It could be, you know, someone's moving away. I live in Gainesville, Florida, and we have a lot of fellows that come into the area, and then poof, they're gone. So you get to know them for several years, and then they, you know, become doctors and go and set up practice somewhere else. And so that's nice too. So it could be used for many different occasions. I think it's gender neutral. A lot of people think it's very manly. I think it's gender neutral. Unless it's all floral, I think everything's pretty general neutral. I do have a tendency to do more for females or more for on the shabby chic side, which this obviously is not, but I do tend to do that. Oh, another thing I wanted to tell you is on your stamp and scrub, after you finish stamping and scrubbing, you don't want to close it up while it's still wet because it will get moldy, and you want to just leave it open until you're done and you start putting everything away, and then you can close it up. You can just touch it and feel if it's dry or not. I'm going to grab a wipe and wash my hands off. Handy little things to have in the craft room. Not just for babies or bums. They can all be used on fingers and thumbs. Okay, comes off pretty good, but not 100%. Not until I use my brush on my hands. Because it is permanent ink, it is archival, and Stampin' Up! Only puts out awesome products that will last the test of time. They're not going to fade over the years because they are archival. And okay, I think I'm cleaned up enough that I'm not going to make a mess. Next thing I'm going to do is bring out my snail adhesive, which is a runner, and the reason they call it snail is because it kind of has the snail shape. Makes sense. Mine's got some fuzz on it. So anyhow, I'm going to take each one of these and turn it right side up. Run two pieces across. Set that right in the middle. I hope you can see and I'm not out of frame. One, two. Pick this up. Try to center it. There you go. I better close that ink up before I have a disaster and more inky fingers. And you want to make sure you hear it click so it doesn't dry out. And when you store it, you store it just like this on its side, you know, flat, because the actual stamp pad is facing downward when you close it. So all of your ink is not going to sit on the bottom, and you're going to have to re-ink it more often. It's all coming to the top by way of gravity. So it makes it much nicer with this new redesign of the stamp pads, and all the new stamp pads are that way. Okay, we've got one more here. 1, 2. We'll put our anchor on. Line that up. Okay, now I'm going to attach it to my card base. I'm not using a white like a Whisper White or a black or very vanilla cardstock. I'm using DSP because I love the look of it, and the balmy blue matches up so nicely. So this one's going to go in the inside. I'm going to put the compass at the top, and I'm going to use dimensionals to do that. If you don't have an arsenal of products, this is a must-have. This is a bone folder. So when you fold your paper, you can bone fold it down. It's called burnishing, and it really gives it a nice, crisp, sharp edge, and it makes it lay flat, which is perfect. Okay, this is what I keep my dimensionals in. Stampin' Up! Sells these. They are old wood block. They're not old, but they are for our old wood blocks. And what I do is I just put all my dimensionals and mini dimensionals and glue dots in here, and yeah, and it keeps it real nice. And I just cut that out of the package that the dimensionals came in and glued it on there, so I always know where my dimensionals are. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to use one there and one there, and oh, maybe not there, maybe there, there. And if you stick your fingernail in there, it lifts it off much easier because it gives you a little bit of a fold up so you can grab a hold of it. So when I'm done with this video, I will definitely be putting my sleeve back on. All right, so we're going to face north. And there's west, there's east. Okay, north is going to go right up here in the corner. And then we are going to put more dimensionals on our sentiment. And we'll do the same thing. I haven't been a demonstrator very long, and I'm making it my new business. I don't know if you saw my last video or not, but I have a couple of different disabilities now, and I'm not able to work full-time for my corporate job. So I had to find something else that I could do from home and still be creative and still be, you know, with people and just be doing something and not just retired, although my husband loves just being retired. It is his dream come true to sit in his recliner with his dogs and his TV and his remote and that is his dream come true. So I have to stay busy, and this gives me a creative outlet. It gives me an income, and I just love it. I love it, love it, love it. Right after I became a demonstrator, I went to a Stampin' Up! On stage convention in Salt Lake City, and oh, that's when my creative juices really got going, and my hunger to be a demonstrator really took off. I want that to go in a little bit more. It's kind of already stuck down because I pushed on it. So I want to lift that up, put that right there, so that this takes center stage. Okay, so I like that. You like it? It's got dimension. And then we're going to open it up, maybe. And we're going to do the same thing with this sentiment. Could be a little straighter. Let me see if I can straighten it out. Should have the same circumference all the way around, not be askew. Okay, I think that's better. So again, we're going to put dimensions on the back. And now I'm done with my dimensions. I can put those away. I can put my stamps away. I can bring this back out, so maybe you can take a picture of it if you didn't get it in the beginning of the screenshot. And remember, you want to go over and visit Teri, my global collaborator in the UK, and she's doing the same card set and the same stamp set, a DSP and stamp set, and you can see how she's interpreted it and what she has used versus what I've used. No right or wrong, just different. And it gives you a different perspective, and it gives you an alternative idea, and you're more than welcome to case either one of us. And now our card is almost complete. I am looking at it, and I think it needs a little something. So you've got plenty of room to write your sentiment here. I think it might need some twine. Let me get my twine. Hold on. I didn't think it needed anything else, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm thinking it's a little plain, so I want to add some of the pretty twine that came with the DSP suite that I bought. And of course, I'm not finding the right color at the right moment. I could just use Night of Navy, but I do have one that came with the set. Oh, I'm so sorry to make you wait. All right, we're just going to use Night of Navy. I have it right here. This is Night of Navy, and it's 146336. This is the SKU number, so when you go to my Stampin' Up! Store, you'll be able to know exactly what you want. If you want these products, I've got all of the SKU numbers right here, so you know exactly what to pick. And of course, you can choose anything from the current or the new catalog that just came out yesterday, which is from 2019 to 2021. So we've got a full 2 years on it, and it's fabulous. Wait till you see everything. Well, you probably have if you're a YouTube watcher. All the different demonstrators are showing what they got in their pre-order, which as a demonstrator you're allowed to do. And so anyhow, you'll see. And it's fabulous. Now, do I want to do, love the new catalog, it is fabulous. Do I want to do something along this line of wrapping the card a few times? Maybe something like that. I could. Not like liking that so much. Maybe I could do, wish I had thought of this sooner. But, you know, that's how the creativity goes. It just happens. Okay, so get that trash out of here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a few strands, just kind of maybe 3 or 4, I don't know, cut it off, twist it, lift this back up, and kind of put it like that. I think that'll hold. Just gives it a little more texture. I like it. All right, so there you have it. I hope you like it, and I hope you like enough to give me the like thumbs up. YouTube loves it when we have more subscribers. They pay more attention to us as we get more and more subscribers. And that means that we can keep going. And if you like it enough to come back and see what I have, subscribe, and then you'll be notified if you hit the little bell next to the subscribe button. You will be notified by YouTube when I post a new video. With the global collaborators, we're going to post a new video that we're all going to do, and like I said, this week is Teri and I, and she's from the UK and I'm from the US, but we're going to do it the first Wednesday of every month, so stay tuned for that. Now, Teri posts every Friday on her channel, and I post when I can. I haven't really set up a schedule yet. Like I said, I'm new to this, so I'm just getting my bearings, but I will be posting at least 1 or 2 a week. So you can keep a lookout for those. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time, friends, and thank you so much for stopping by.